There's Governor Andrew Cuomo, New Jersey Governor Chris Christie with the president, all seem to be in agreement about how the site that once contained the World Trade Center would be run and used as a public memorial. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us today to talk about what's happening down at that site, down at the 9/11 Memorial. What's basically from your story we can learn is that the city, Mayor Bloomberg, is in deep fight with the two governors who run the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. What's the fight about?
Well, the mayor has traditionally controlled the 9/11 anniversary ceremonies. And the two governors would like to exert some more control over the ceremonies and other events and decisions related to the site. But it's holding up the negotiations that would restart construction of the 9/11 Museum, which has been in limbo since September.
Right. And so here we are, 11 years almost after that event, and where there's still bickering. Does it strike you as petty as it seems?
Well, you know, the officials at the Port Authority, which is co-managed by the governors of New York and New Jersey, say that they have some legitimate concerns about who's going to ultimately have stewardship over this public sacred space.
Right.
So they say, look, we don't have a framework moving forward for how our decisions going to be made. You know, Mayor Bloomberg will be out of office, and where do we go from here?
Right.
So they say we need to come up with some kind of an oversight body.
And this controls both the memorial itself, but also the annual anniversary commemoration.
Right, and the
right?
museum, which is as yet incomplete.
Right. It does seem, again, just from reading your story, it does seem like a lot of petty, politicized talk between all the different sides. That the governors of both states want the prestige and platform that this affords them. That's just how I see it, Jennifer.
Well, last year, for the 10th anniversary ceremonies, there was a lot of back and forth between the governor's offices and the mayor's office. The mayor has, his office has choreographed the anniversary ceremony down to the letter for the past 10 years. And the governors were unhappy with the way the plans were being drawn up for the 10th anniversary ceremony, and they let their feelings known. Governor Cuomo wanted to have the freedom to make his own remarks instead of reading a passage, a quotation. He didn't get his way. In the end, he had to read a passage.
It's probably for the best to keep the speeches to a minimum, I think.
Well, Mayor Bloomberg made the argument that there should be no political speeches. That's how he framed it.
Yes.
And Governor Christie wanted to have his appointee to the Port Authority board given the opportunity to speak, and that didn't happen
Again,
either.
People don't want to hear what that person has to say, right? Just, I don't think there's general interest. What will be interesting to see is years on years down the line, let's even call it 20 years from now, when people have further and further removed from being there, that actual moment, that actual time, who are the people who kind of have the legitimacy or the currency to speak there and speak with authority? You know, the governor of 25 years from now, it kind of rings a little bit hollow. I think maybe time will force people who were there that day to have more of an input rather than just the politicians.
Well, that's really what's being fought over right now, is who, moving forward into the future, is going to carry this site forward, and who's going to be the steward of this really emotional, sacred public space. Right.